What's up, everybody? Welcome to RBL Weekly. It is week 25 of the 2024 season. I am the commissioner of the Roast Battle League, Pat Barker, joined as always by the host and creator of the Roast Battle, Brian Moses. Moses, where are we at today? Tell them a little bit about it.
New studio!
You've been waiting to do that?
Yeah, it's been a minute. We've moved to Austin.
Yes.
Yeah.
To my family, I'm so sorry. I should have given you a heads up, but tough. The industry's here. My kid, you'll figure it out. You're a smart young man. To my wife, take as many new lovers as you'd like.
Wow. Let's hope it's none. But yeah, it's good to be in Austin. We've left because of all the wokeness we've seen in the comments from all the episodes we dropped.
Too much wokeness.
Yeah, so we're done with the DEI. We're done with the wokeness. We're here. We're in the buzzword capital.
Yep.
Everything goes here. We've lynched like 3 people since we've been here. All colors, races, genders. And because they said they were all colors, races, genders, that's why we got them. So we're here in Austin. We're excited. We've kidnapped Pat.
Yeah.
He's got no family now.
That's right, dude. And if anybody out there demonetizes us because of the quote unquote hate speech you just said, that's some LA bullshit that we're not a part of anymore.
What hate speech? What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Here it's just speech.
Yeah, I'm just talking. It's called communication.
Yeah, man. All white guys all the time. That's our new motto.
Wait. Oh my God. Do you want to recite the 14 words?
I don't know what that means. We are, just to be very clear, we have not moved to Austin. We are here because we are running a show at the Mothership tonight. Going to be another great RBL showcase going on. And while we were here, we figured let's bang out a podcast.
Very exciting.
Yeah, so we're at the Creek in the Cave studios.
Shout out RBL Austin.
Yes.
On location.
Bi-weekly here at the Creek. If you're in Austin, make sure you go check out one of those shows. Those are always super high energy, a lot of fun. And the rest of the stuff he said, we only mean like half of it.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to figure out what half. Full disclosure before we get into this, we did Uncle Laser's podcast right before this. I'm a little bit tipsy. It's very, unprofessional as the commissioner of, when they bestow that title upon you, there's an unspoken rule that you're not supposed to be under the influence while podcasting. But we're in Austin. Anything goes. This is what we do. So if I fuck up people's names, blame Uncle Laser. That dude makes a mean tequila and whatever.
It's called ranch water.
Yeah.
You're here now. When in Rome?
I mean, I haven't had tequila in probably, 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not a tequila guy at all.
Again, when in Rome.
Yes.
You can do anything you want. The Romans killed Jesus. They can do anything they want.
Yes. They were fucking turned up off ranch water.
Yeah, ranch water.
If you read that chapter of this is not getting
not holy
monetized.
water, that ranch water.
Exactly. Subtle difference, but important. What do you say we get into some battles?
I'm in.
As always, even though we went to Texas, it's the same deal as we do in LA. Battles 7, 6, and 5 we do not watch here in the studio. We will be back to comment on the top 4. And let's get right into it right now with one of the American West, I want to say powerhouses. Can you be a powerhouse when you're last in your division?
No,
but it's the most powerhouse division, and they're, if they were in Europe, we'd be like, goddamn, Denver's great, but they're not. They're in America, so they're mediocre.
You got through that. That was good.
I did. Thank you. Yeah, I was walking a tightrope there. But Denver, one of my favorite cities, always entertaining battles. And this battle features 2 of my favorites personally. One that we've seen a bunch, one that maybe we haven't seen as much, but I've always been a big fan of their work. This number 7 battle this week. It's Jake Pizza versus Liv Carter. Here it is.
Well, Liv, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you and Gretel made it out of that witch's house okay. Now, I'm actually a big fan of Liv, because Liv answers the age-old question, what would it look like if Hitler was accepted into art school?
I know Hitler not rising to power would be a big disappointment for you personally. So I get it. Jake is gay. He's not, but did you notice how everyone kind of relaxed in the room? Jake is a member of a comedy group called All Fours Comedy. All Fours is also his favorite way to chase women through the park.
Liv actually grew up in Mississippi. Sorry, Mr. Sippy. Liv is kind of like the Huckleberry Finn of comedy. Important for the culture, but uncomfortable to hear out loud. Because of all the N-words. You guys got that part.
That's me, baby. Jake, I'm happy that you're here. Thanks for taking time away from that 2-hour YouTube video about Rhodesia. It's a smart joke. Jake actually has a Netflix credit. That's pretty cool. Jake has a Netflix credit. Love on the Spectrum, Season 2, Episode 5.
Hey, at least I'm getting laid, dude. Now, Liv, thank you for taking time away from avoiding eye contact with a teddy bear to be here. Liv's a very quiet person. I've never heard him use his outdoor voice before. That's probably because his outdoor voice is just him whispering secrets to a grasshopper. I'm actually a boy.
That grasshopper's name, Evan Joe. Jake, thanks for taking time away from towering over the other customers in the Lego store to be here. Jake, he has kind of a serial killer vibe, respectfully, a serial killer vibe going on. I do think if he ever gets caught serial killing, I know that he will plead insanity, right? He'll plead insanity because this guy loves a locomotive. It's a smart joke.
A train joke for the guys in the back. I like trains. Now, anyone else getting a little hard right now? Now, thank you very much, Rage Against the Vagine. You look like you got your tattoos in Time Out.
Jake two pizzas. Okay, fat ass. What the fuck? This guy sucks. Jake, you look like you keep your glasses on for sex, but when you eat pussy, you switch to goggles.
Oh, man. Liv is 30 years old and somehow going through puberty. It's the curious case of Benjamin Bussy.
Okay, now I'm a little hard. What's going on up here? Jake's mom is a financial advisor, and his dad is a karate instructor, which is weird. But that explains why he looks like he has a black belt in collecting coins.
So that was the number 7 battle this week, Jake Pizza versus Liv Carter. We did not watch the battle. What I am proud to say is that we have hopefully reached a truce on the sound effects in Denver. Let's talk about this real quick. I'm not a big read the comments guy, but I've been clear. I read the comments on RBL Weekly because I think these are the smartest roast battle fans in the world who are watching RBL Weekly. And when you guys have a complaint, we listen. We take it very seriously. And your complaint a couple weeks ago was whoever's running the soundboard in Denver, we want him killed. I'm paraphrasing, but that was the vibe I got. It seems like the easiest solution would be to tell that guy, hey, don't hit the buttons. But he was like, I can't do that. So they found out a way to, he's going to hit the buttons live, but then they're going to like mute them in the audio over. You could still kind of hear him. People are still going to be mad. But I did want to touch base with you and get your take on the comment section, like war. People were ready to kill this man.
Well, it seems like a unanimous thing. All Roast Battle fans, whether they're RBL Weekly fans or the Roast Battle episode drops that we have fans, they don't like sound effects.
Nope.
We just saw it on the Netflix Night 2 episode where they didn't like Coach T, the legend Coach T. They hate sound effects, and I've never seen that. But this new generation of Roast Battle fan, they just want battles. They just want jokes.
Everything that's not a roast joke is a waste of energy and time.
Yeah, no all Negro wave, no sound effects. Is Stonic still doing the sound effects in Denver?
I don't know. I'm not putting that on anybody.
Okay, I was gonna say, we can't kill the rookie, one of the rookies of the year.
In an era where you can like find out where somebody lives in 3 seconds, I'm not attaching any names to the sound effect guy in Denver.
Right.
That's witness protection as far as I'm concerned. I'm not that motherfucker. Stay safe.
We won't dox Stonic. All right.
Yes. But it was a great battle. And Jake DePizza, the reigning Denver MVP, has been having quietly another nice little season. And then Liv Carter, who we haven't seen a ton of, had a hell of a battle this time. So shout out to those battlers. And let's keep it moving right now with the number 6 battle. Now, this comes to us from, you want to say Denver is not a powerhouse. This is the definition of the word. We're talking about New York. The number 1 overall seed in the entire league, and they had a battle that on paper, I'm like, this is a number 1 guaranteed. And it's number 6. It's interesting. There's a lot to unpack here. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to unpack a ton of it, but I want to know what you guys think sort of in the comments, because this features 2 of the better battlers we've featured in the league over the last 2 seasons. It's Dan Wicks from New York going up against the reigning world champion representing LA, Ryan Nesson. It's number 6 this week. Here it is.
Ryan, thank you for taking a break from beating up hookers in GTA to be here tonight. Ryan is married because it was always his dream to invite strippers to his bachelor party.
Guys, I'm gonna make this quick. It looks like Dan's got a hot game of double dutch to get back to. Dan, you look exactly like Robert F. Kennedy looks.
Ryan is a Jewish Zionist, which is why he looks like he has a man cave when we pretend he was built by Hamas. If you like that joke, there will be a link in the comments of this video to donate to the victims of Ryan's genocide.
Jesus Christ, how do you manage to stare and avoid eye contact? Dan is autistic and LGBTQ. If LGBTQ stood for let's go buy trains, quick.
Ryan has multiple DUIs and his wife is Mexican, so neither of them know how to stay in the lines. They actually had the same blood alcohol content. Point.
Let's keep it going for Twitch Hedberg. On my side. All right, Dan's a bit of a gossip girl. It's true. So let's give it up for Shake Lively. Dan's Tourette's is so bad.
How bad is it?
Yeah, he just spills other people's tea. Thank you.
Ryan has a degree in communications, which clearly doesn't cover saying the alphabet backwards. You should have gotten a degree in the right to remain silent.
Dan, I love the hair. Your hair is the only time anyone's going to say, did you see Dan's highlights? Dan wears a lot of shitty rings. Show everybody your shitty rings. Yeah, Dan's hands look like someone. Look at his face, Jesus Christ. Dan's hands look like the Olympic logo if someone from the Special Olympics drew them.
Last joke.
When people laugh, they'd be like, you and Williams look stupid.
Oh, we do. Nice success stories.
Imagine how pissed Ryan would be if his son wanted to be a cheerleader. Yeah. It wasn't the first time a Jew cried watching his kid before the pyramid.
I feel like we're doing this battle on a cruise ship right now. Like I said, Dan's got Tourette's. It's pretty sad. Like, even his best friends won't let him hold their babies because, they're afraid that he'll fuck them.
So that was number 6 this week, Dan Wicks, Ryan Nesson. Without having seen the battle, how surprised are you that those two names end up in the 6th spot?
I can see it. Wicks has a style all his own. He's twitchy, right? He loves to rebut. He loves to fact check and then rebut. And obviously we know Nesson and his what's been going on with him this season, right? He's trying to get his swing back. He's trying to get his pitch back, trying to get his groove back a little bit. So he's going around the world to battle for some reason to try to get that his mojo back. I didn't see the battle, obviously, like we talk about. But I can imagine this was a contrast in styles, right? And they're two kind of boring-ish guys when you just look at them. Dan a little more because he's looking to be more of a target, right? He's got this Joker S thing about him, and he's also, he's out about his autism or his OCD. Sorry, and
it's just Tourette's.
Is Tourette's?
That's the part he's out about.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, if you're asking me to speculate, I think there's a bunch of shit going on there.
Yeah, I fucked up with the neurodivergence. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's got Tourette's.
It's all the same.
Yeah, and then Ryan is just Jewish and neurotic.
Yes.
So then, yeah, I can probably see it should have been better because they're two good joke writers, but because they're two nebbish guys, it probably wasn't as good as it should have been.
Yeah. I would not have used the word nebbish to describe the battle, but now that you say it, I'm like, you might be onto something. One of the more nebbish battles of the season. And it gets 2 points for New York as they continue to reign supreme in the American East Division. Open the door a little bit, though, for Chicago. Still a lot of podcasts left. Will Chicago pick up some points and gain some ground on New York? We're about to find out. Let's keep it going right now with the number 5 battle. And for this one, we're going back to the American West. And it is the city that refuses to die. I'm talking about the Bay Area. They came into this season, I would say, pretty big underdogs. I probably projected to be in 3rd. I think some people would even argue that Denver maybe would be ahead of them. And they have had a hell of a season. And one of the guys at the center of it, despite almost never winning, is the 3-7 Dakota Fry. I believe this is, of his 10 battles, his 6th appearance on the podcast. He always seems to have fun. He usually seems to lose, but he is so entertaining. He's coming down here to the mothership next month.
Okay.
Which I'm very excited about because he's one of those guys you can always count on. The battle's going to be entertaining.
Yeah. He's our Stavros Halkias of the roast battle world.
Oh, I love that comp. That's great. And in this battle, he is going up against the Jason Mewes of the roast battle world. Her name is Emily Rudolph. It's number 5 this week from the Bay Area. Dakota Fry, Emily Rudolph. Here it is.
How's it going? Is this your method? That's what I'm doing. Okay. Look at the moment. Let's do it. And wait, was I supposed to go first? Yes. Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a hard week. All right. Give it up for Emily. Come on. Make it up for Emily. Go. Emily looks like Jenny Weasley from Harry Potter, but she acts more like Jenny from Forrest Gump. What I mean by that is she gave her retarded boyfriend AIDS. Yeah.
Keep it going for Jupacabra, everybody. Dakota contains multitudes of smells, including fragrant notes of onions, garlic, and shame, coming together into a fragrance he calls pastrami on cry.
Hey, speaking of smells, give it up for I Love Pussy Smells Like Fisher. Emma looks like Princess Ariel if Sebastian the Crab lived in her pubic hair. Put your ear to her pussy, you just hear, under the sea.
I do know how to clean a fish. Doesn't Dakota look like he would say the N-word for like 2 pennies in a jar of kosher dill pickles? He looks like he designs racist Halloween costumes. He's the only Jewish guy I know who sucks dick in a yarmulke and calls it kosher.
I just use this for taking to-go orders. Yeah. Give it up for Miss Prizzle if she drove the Magic Bang Bus. Emily failed at a career trying to be a goth pinup model, and her roommate killed herself. So at least one of them succeeded in, they succeeded in becoming a suicide girl. All
right. We're gonna go with the death jokes now. Okay. Dakota, your talent is like Anne Frank. By the time we find it, it'll already be dead. Dakota was molested by a woman with Down syndrome. That's not the joke. Relax, you guys, okay? But it brings a whole new meaning to Down with Love, right? He actually prefers his women slow because that's the only way he can catch them.
I can't catch any women. I got a breath the whole time. I don't know what that means. Emily used to do slam poetry. Her boyfriend used to do slam Emily. Yeah. She'd be like, please stop, you're hurting my arm. Please stop, you're causing me harm. I don't deserve this swollen black eye, even if I cheated on you with that black eye.
I wrote a song for you while preparing for the roast. It said, dreidel, 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 I made you out of gay. Dakota is low-key autistic, but also haunted by the Holocaust. So in summary, your boy has real issues with trains.
All right, so there we are. We're through the first 3 battles. Number 5 this week, Dakota Fry, Emily Rudolph. Emily Rudolph picking up a big win. The Bay Area picking up 3 more points as they continue to have quietly a really, really nice season. And I think it's now time to jump into some battles we can actually watch here in the studio.
I think you're right.
I've been looking for an excuse to put these headphones to use. So let's, without further ado, get right into the top 4. It's the number 4 battle this week, and it comes to us from another division leader in the International West Division, Scotland. Now, Scotland, in this case, picking up points for not only themselves, but someone else in their division. This is from the Edinburgh Festival. Ryan Baxter, representing Scotland, going up against James Regal from Barcelona. Let's check it out.
James Regal and Ryan Baxter! This is James. James used to have a wife until he sponsored her to sail the world whilst cheating on him. Luckily for James, he works in PR, so he was able to reinvent himself as a massive cuck.
Ryan's not married because when he got down on one knee, he ran out of breath. I think this is Ryan Baxter. It might just be a sad potato. But Baxter's an old Scottish name. You can trace Ryan's family back to the legendary clan, the McMuffins. Ryan claims to have resting bitch face. Maybe just stop resting so much.
I'm not as fat as the dicks your wife took.
Of which there were many.
James is 42. He has a 19-year-old girlfriend. They met at work. Like I said, he works in PR, which I can only assume stands for paedophile ring.
outed. Ryan looks like he barely avoided Down syndrome. Don't laugh. He's had a few health problems recently. His doctor told him he has fat eyes, to which he replied, "Hey, my tits are down here."
James kind of looks like Guy Fawkes. like a guy that fucks kids. James thought he was saving his Ukrainian wife from Putin by sending her away, but she still ended up a Russian doll with multiple people inside her.
I'm having that one for my show, thank you. It's so good to see Ryan here. I wasn't sure he was going to make it back from Southport after getting hit in the balls by that brick. You know, most people went there to write about immigrants killing kids. Ryan just hates child murder because it reduces his dating pool. And mine, apparently. I don't think you should call someone a nonce in a roast. It's a bit of a low blow. Ryan's just not allowed within 500 yards of a school because they don't want the kids to see him and lose hope.
Thank you, Drew Grant. It's great to be here roasting the puppet from the Dolmio sauce advert. James lives in Barcelona. He seems like the type of guy who would correct your Spanish. It's actually pronounced nonth.
It's non-fair. Ryan's in a long-term relationship with a Greek Cypriot, and I'm not talking about his kebab shop. Ryan's love life is like his diet. He's always got a mouthful of grease. Yeah, grown it up.
As you can tell by his face, James is Jewish, but he's not religious. The only thing James has in common with Israel is that they both actively target children.
Ryan's just jealous of Israel because he's never had a successful occupation. All right, let's close this up. Ryan used to do a lot of combat sports. He described himself to me as a fat guy who was shit at fighting. His nickname in the ring was Apollo Greed. He was so bad at boxing, he never won a single competitive match. Then he met his girlfriend. He's not lost a fist fight in 2 years. He's lost hundreds of bouts of depression. He's a depressed ex-boxer that lost every fight. This guy, he spent so much time up against the ropes. I can't believe he's not figured out how to hang himself with one of them yet. We're done.
Nicely done. Nicely done. The number 4 battle this week, Scotland featuring Barcelona, Ryan Baxter, James Regal. That was a good battle, man. A lot of good jokes in there.
Dude, James Regal he's who we were just talking about, Ryan Nesson, right?
Yeah.
That's who Ryan Nesson was last year. That's him. That kind of just like, there's always a joke with he's not wasting any words.
Yeah.
Regal's he's in a zone right now.
He is. I would say international battlers, I feel like Shalaka and Ryan Cullen, based on what they did last season. And of course, Jack Trainer is having a great year this year. We always talk about Jay Yamaki. James Regal is in that group, that 5 or 6 like top people, overseas.
Yeah, I've seen Yamaki a few times, but every time I see Regal, it's like I find something new I like about him, and I feel like every time I see him, he's doing the job, and he's doing it very, very well with with limited English, and he feels like an English battler.
What do you mean limited English? He's British.
Yeah, but it's like, it's broken.
No. No, it's not. If anything, he can bend words and get away with more. This is the puppet from the pizza sauce, by the way.
Oh, so it is like the Gecko.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see where you were coming from with that one, Ryan. I think the biggest difference here was like Regal went in and really played the Scottish style. He was doing 4 or 5 jokes per turn, whereas Ryan was like adapting a little bit more to, I think, what he thought James was going to do and doing 1 or 2. And like Regal was just, if you do that many jokes and you land them, it's really hard to like fight.
Dude, he was
fight back
landing
against that.
them.
Yes,
it was. I mean, that occupation joke I can see for C4. That occupation joke he did for Ryan there. I can see that for, is that James or Ryan Baxter?
Ryan.
Ryan. Okay. Yeah, I can see that for a U.S. battle using that against like a black person. Right.
Yeah.
Like any occupation. But I love that that's such a great universal, great evergreen joke now that I'll always have that now. And thank you, James, for being like, oh, give me that before I had to see it like become a I guess sectored in a race area joke. Now it's just like, oh, you're just a broke dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's nice to know that like predominantly like black racial stereotypes can work against white people as well.
Yes, finally.
Kind of harmony being created.
I had to see it from some Eurotrash, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Regal, I'll say this, a lot of cities, they're still like, it's kind of up for debate, like who is the MVP? I don't think there's any debate in Barcelona. He's had a really, really nice season, 5-1 now. And I want to say 17 RBL points. Like he's had a really, really nice season. And I think that was my first time seeing Ryan Baxter from Scotland. And I really enjoyed him too. He had back-to-back jokes in his 3rd turn that I'm blanking on right now because of the ranch water. But he crushed a couple in a row. He had some really creative jokes. The PR ring about pedophile relations I thought was really, really funny.
Guy Fawkes
kids. Yeah, that was the first one. And then I forget what the follow-up was, but great shit from him.
He leaned into the white guy being a pedophile thing, but it's also, I mean, James is dating a 19-year-old.
I was going to say.
Right.
At some point, okay, if you're just using it interchangeably against any like white dude, because you're like, I don't know what else to write, I guess I'll accuse him of being a pedophile.
Yeah.
Of course he did. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Nobody in the league is above doing that. We've seen it thousands of times. Yeah. But James is dating a 19-year-old.
Yes.
So those jokes to me hold a little bit more weight because there's a little bit of a, not that there's anything illegal about it, but, in a roast battle world where everything is amplified and magnified, yeah, if you're 42 and dating a 19-year-old, you're going to take some hits on that. And he's ready for them. He had rebuttals ready to go. He knew where he was going to get hit.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a target-rich environment.
Yeah. And I'm loving that this evolution of roast battlers, just like everything rolls off of them.
Yeah.
Right. Just like that. I guess it's for me too. I guess then, like when they do a joke, right? Nothing really phases anybody like it used to. Nobody's fact checking too tough anymore, being too prideful about a joke they hear, about themselves.
It'll happen.
I mean, yes, but I do like that.
Someone's going to go too far and say some shit that's not,
Let's hope not.
Yeah. I really hope not. But, it's one thing to be like, oh, yeah, it's rolling off me because my girlfriend's 19. There's going to be a battler with a 15-year-old girlfriend, and then we're going to have some fucking problems.
I mean, let's hope not. Yeah, we're going to have some legal problems. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have some legal problems. Fuck you mean we? I don't have anything to do with that. I didn't tell him to date her. Absolutely. We don't approve of any of that.
Yeah. Ryan does look like Kevin James Mall Cop, though, or like Mall Cop that kills black people.
Sure.
Right? Like it looks like a racist American cop. But or like a really funny, clever Scottish roast battler.
Who also works part-time as a mall cop killing people.
Yeah. Mainly of black.
Where I grew up, mall cops didn't have that kind of authority. They didn't have guns or none of them. We didn't take any of them seriously.
What is a mall now, though?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Bring them back. If there's one political point I want to make today, it's we need to bring back the malls. That's it's a forgotten piece of history that I would like to re-engage with. All right, let's keep it moving right now and go to the number 3 battle. And this comes to us from Los Angeles, a place that has many great malls. The Sherman Oaks Galleria, the Glendale Galleria, the, what's that one, Century City?
The Guy Fawkes Galleria.
The Guy Fawkes Galleria. This is the number 3 battle this week, and it comes from LA, and it features a guy that we are about to see battle in a few hours at the Mothership. He's a personal favorite of yours. I'm not expecting you to be unbiased here. You're going to fawn over this kid. You're absolutely in love with him. So I will take the other side and try to support his competitor in this battle. This is a really fun one featuring Brian Moses' best friend, Luke Binkow, going up against JP Puthenveedel. It's number 3 this week. Here it is.
JP is an asexual Indian. He doesn't even touch his penis when he jerks off. Yeah, he just plays a flute and it rises up out of a basket.
This is Luke. He's 276 months old. Luke's kind of flirty, you know. He'll ask a girl if you can put in his number, but that's just to check if she has any games on her phone.
I look young, but you look like you take Prozac out of a Pez dispenser. JP works in a school. Uh-oh. Not good.
Luke looks like one of the kids from Stranger Things, but he can't hide from the monster because his shoes light up. The only time he's in the upside down is when he's trying to suck his own dick.
Interesting thing about JP, they had all baby teeth up until 12th grade of high school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then they caught him.
That's funny.
Give those back.
Whenever Luke's getting his dick sucked, he says, "Look, Mom, no hands." And then he says, "I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you."
Wait, JP, if you're here, who's starting a conversation everyone wants to get out of? JP really loves board games. His parents got him Connect 4 when he was a kid to make friends, but he's autistic, so he can't connect for shit.
That's right. I can't. I've asked some girls, they describe sex with Luke as getting a Happy Meal because it was only good when they involved a toy.
JP hasn't come out as non-binary to his parents, but by now they definitely know something is wrong. I mean, imagine having 300 gods and disappointing all of them.
Oh, that's good.
Luke he's a gentleman. You know, he always drives his dates home, but that's just because he's only allowed to drive if there's another adult present in the vehicle.
I think that's, yeah.
Number 3 battle this week, Luke Binkow, JP Puthenveedel. Great jokes from both of them. JP obviously went very, very heavy on the Luke looks like a child angle. Luke maybe attacked from a few more places, but both of them made me laugh a lot.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was great. JP and Luke, obviously that was great. Luke made me proud. He always does. I'm going to pinch him on the cheek later just because I was like, look who made the countdown. And JP, they're always good. Those are, you know, looking back at it, actually, it should have been closer. You're right. I think when you watch these back, sometimes you forget. But JP, man, can they write a joke?
Yeah. Yeah. And boy, can Luke sell a joke. I mean, he hit 2 home runs with jokes that I would argue did not really have punchlines, or at least traditional punchlines when he was like, JP works at a school. Uh-oh. Like, that's the kind of thing you write that down. In my mind, I would be like, that's kind of funny, but that can't be the entire thing. It can. It was great. And then I know he used it as a setup to like the gods thing at the end, but when he was like, JP hasn't come out to their parents yet, but they know that something is wrong. Like, he got a big laugh on that too. Like, he's a great joke writer, obviously great at selling the shit. JP is a little bit more kind of like deadpan. But yeah, two of the better, I would say, post-pandemic roast battlers to emerge from the LA scene.
Absolutely. Good to see JP back on the countdown. Luke, I'll see you tonight. Obviously, that was fun. I don't have much to say about this one. Just it was better than I thought. Remember, it was better than being in the room. That ranch water's hitting me now.
And closer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, in the and I don't remember how the exact judging went, but I think the consensus was that Luke came out on top on that one. But watching it back, I'm like, that was pretty close. I think if JP had maybe altered one or two jokes in the middle to attack different things, it wouldn't have felt like he was they were kind of like burning out on the same angle towards the end.
Right.
Do it first, second, and fifth, and then throw some other shit in the middle. But some of those, the opening with the 286 months old or whatever it was, outstanding.
Always so smart. They're always so smart, JP. Yeah. I think their problem is they don't take it seriously enough, I think, for the judges. They might, during the battle think that they are taking it seriously because they are so nonchalant when they throw, like, they're just throwing away jokes. And I think sometimes some of that devil may care attitude may hurt them.
I think it depends on their opponent. Because remember, against Phil Will, it was the exact same attitude, but Phil looked like he was trying too hard. And then JP was like, I'm murdering you in like third gear.
Right.
So I think it all depends how it comes across. But against a great joke writer is also more of like a showman, like a Luke. Yeah, I see what you're talking about there.
And maybe there's a little bit of Angie Stroud influence because she kind of has that style, right?
Yes.
And I know JP might have made it popular, but I think there might be some battlers who may have taken that and kind of ran with it and made it their own.
Yeah.
And might have made it a little better because I think Angie played that same way with Luke. And it worked to her advantage. And recently she had a battle where she did that. And it played to her advantage.
Yeah, I definitely think when we get into the 2025 season, those three names are going to be some pretty heavy favorites for the LA MVP. You're going to see a lot of people predicting those three names. Because if they step up and kind of take on that workload that we saw Nesson do last year and, Nate and Luna do this year, they could make some cool things happen.
Wow, you're Mel Kiper over there.
I think so.
Well,
yeah.
Next year's projections.
Fantasy League coming to the Patreon 2025. Join the Patreon. Every Patreon member, no additional purchase required. If you're a paid Patreon member, you'll have a chance to join the Fantasy League with a big cash prize. We're going to do that next year. You get to draft your team. It's going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, speaking of the Patreon, I should have done this at the top. Shout out to Chrissy Healy from the Patreon who helped us rank battles this week. If you want to join that, get on the Patreon in the Hall of Flame tier. You will be picked randomly. Keep an eye on your DMs. Shout out to Chrissy Healy who did a great job this week. Let's keep it moving right now with the number 2 battle, and we are going overseas to a city that is making a run at it. Last year, they were the number 1 overall international city. This year, at the halfway point, I called them the biggest disappointment in the league. The second half has been a completely different story. I'm talking about London, of course. And this battle features, we talked about him a couple weeks ago, one of the most unheralded battlers who is starting to get his flowers now, Luke Hall, who leads the league with 7 wins this season. He's 7-1. This is his second appearance on the podcast in 2 or 3 weeks, and this is a outstanding battle. You're going to love it. It's Luke Hall versus Steph Aratone. It's number 2. Here it is.
Are you ready for your next battle? It's between Luke Hall and Steph Aratone. You know what to do. Battle! 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 Battle!
Hi everyone, this is Luke. Say hello to my little friend. Luke is 5'6", which is hard for him because statistically, 6 out of 7 dwarves aren't happy.
That's so fucking.
And we're on.
As a writer,
Pretty good. And I am one of those. It's true, I am the size of a hobbit. It's great to see Gollum having a brat summer. So you know what? That'll do.
I'm not skinny enough to be Gollum, but thank you, that's so flattering. Luke is single, he's got a good job, and he's dating younger women. So he's trying to be a sugar daddy at the moment. But he looks so young, he's more of a fructose brother.
Pretty good. Steph looks like she thinks the power of crystals are going to cure her chlamydia.
He is hoping. Luke always stops to stroke a cat on the street. It is creepy how you already know these women's names.
It's Steph. So Steph has a diploma in wine. She likes to tell people that it's never too early for wine, and I'd like to tell her parents it's never too late for an abortion. Kill yourself.
That's how we all come to Roast Battle 4. Okay. Luke clearly shags loads in the metaverse. But he does have this like weird hot rat boy aesthetic, and that's because he fucks soil.
I like the way it feels on my penis. When Steph's not falling into the fires of Mount Doom, she likes to visit cat cafes, and she donated her eggs last year, which means somewhere out there's a bug-eyed little freak child trying to shag a cat.
Okay, well...
There's a lot of cat fucking here.
I know there is, isn't there? Jimmy Neutron over here studied physics at university.
That guy's smart.
It's uncanny.
That guy's smart.
He did study physics at university so he could contact his home in outer space,
Yep.
which is, ironically, a dwarf planet.
It is. Pretty good. That's a good joke. Let's be honest, Steph's a sad, lonely whore. She should apply for Love Island, but I think she should skip the TV bit and kill herself now.
You gotta give him that.
Is that fine? That's fine. That'll do.
wow. The rare case where I feel like there's serious friendship energy, maybe even a little, dare I say, sexual tension.
Ooh.
That's how I first picked up on it when Roast Battle UK, the Instagram account, posted stills from the thing. And the looks they were giving each other between jokes while we were busy laughing and everything. I think there's something there. But boy, I guess the ultimate, like, you know, playing hard to get thing is telling the girl you like to kill herself twice in a span of 5 jokes. That felt like a bit much, but great jokes. Other than that, I was just like, you didn't have to tell her to kill herself twice.
I mean, you don't remember Louis J. Gomez and Kim Congdon?
I do. I do remember
how
that.
that happened.
Yeah, that's
Belly
true.
room.
That's
they
true.
called each other out, then they went and battled, and then they started dating for years. So you get that sexual tension, you can break it with the roast battle. So that could be it. Because they were very complimentary of each other.
Yeah.
They didn't really call each other ugly. You know, they just said like, oh, you're kind of this and you fuck gross things. Not saying I wouldn't fuck you though.
Yeah, even the setups were like, Luke is kind of hot. But
Right.
It's like, okay.
Let's be honest, this hot chick is a whore.
yeah. But great. I mean, great battle. So many great. I mean, the way she came out swinging like in her opening turn, I thought he was going to kind of have a long night. But I think Luke was just a little bit more consistent throughout, connected on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Whereas she had a couple that, missed the mark just a little bit. But the Say Hello to My Little Friend is as good of a roast battle open as I've ever heard. And then following it up with the statistically speaking, 6 out of every 7 dwarves are not happy. Oh, I love that joke. And that was one that a couple of the more tenured battlers on the ranking committee called that one out specifically. They're like, holy shit, that's an incredible joke.
Just to open with.
Yeah.
That should carry you to the rest of the battle, but you're battling Luke Hall.
Yes.
So you're still gonna be up against one like, all right, that's one of your best punches. And he took it on the chin and he went through the rest of the battle with it. Gotta say though, chlamydia this week. We keep saying like there's all this parallel thought. Everybody keeps talking about it. A lot of chlamydia in the roast battle community.
This week?
Last week, the week before.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought this was the first. I mean, it's been a chlamydia-heavy second half of the season.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
Yes.
Yeah, there's always trends that evolve. And, in the NFL, it's like the Wildcat offense. And here it's just like chlamydia jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, Patrick DePari's had it 4 times. Shelley Gruenberg's had it 3 times. I guess she's had chlamydia too.
It's the new HPV when we were we were young men.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh yeah, everybody has HPV. I guess chlamydia is the new thing.
It's going back.
I don't know. Just fucking wear condoms. We shouldn't be normalizing all these STIs now, excuse me.
STIs. Yeah.
Yes, I want to be, with the times. But let's not normalize I think you said something. I can't remember if it was on this podcast or on something else a while back where you were just matter-of-factly, you were like, everybody has AIDS now. I was like, wait, what? Is that true?
No, that was Laser last podcast. He was saying everybody has herpes.
No. There was definitely a time where you were just like, yeah, AIDS is nothing now. You were acting like it was the common cold.
It's not nothing, but yeah, you can walk around with it.
I can't co-sign this.
Yeah, you can have it.
No, we have to. AIDS is still bad.
Sure.
You're not bad if you have AIDS. I want to be clear. It's a bad disease. And I understand it's more treatable now than it used to be. But we can't walk around teaching our kids that if you get AIDS,
There's enough pills and medicine now that you can live 50, 60, 70 years with a normal life. You just can't have sex with everybody. But you'll be fine.
Yeah, I've seen the commercials. They're out riding bikes and swinging on swings and shit, going swimming.
You can own the Dodgers. Or the Commanders.
That's a great point. To close my thoughts on this, this was my favorite kind. This was the kind of battle that made London such a scary city last year. Was these super quick, just punchy, every joke hits back and forth. There's not a lot of wasted motion in there. They're not trying to cram 5 jokes in. It's like haymaker after haymaker. And their last few weeks, London has kind of been back to that. We're going to look at the standings as we get a little bit closer, but if I'm Manchester at this point, I'm starting to feel the heat a little bit.
I said this. Second half, they're coming.
Yep.
Especially this knockout thing that they do every year. This is big. You got Luke Hall in there. He's making a name for himself in the last few weeks. We're finally talking about him a lot. He's finally on the podcast a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Duffy Connors, but he's still lurking around.
Yep.
Shalaka. I mean, you got Lee Hudson still out there too.
The Shalaka thing is, I've seen the Jack Trainer versus Shalaka Corrupt battle. Which
you saw it?
I've seen it 5 times now, dude. I watched it a lot. It's a great, great battle. We hyped it up on here. It was the number 2 versus number 3 in the world. It was called a draw, which I don't disagree with. After 5 watchings, I'm like, I get it. I understand why. But the moment that Scotland decides they want to submit that for the podcast, I'd be shocked if that's not a number 1 battle. It's at that level. So you're going to have a week where London is potentially going to have 3.5 points from that Shalaka bonus point she gets on the road, and they get to submit a battle. So there could be a big week coming for London.
Damn.
Let's wrap up the show right now with the number 1 battle of the week. And we talked about Chicago earlier. Is this their chance to pick up points on New York? Yes, but maybe not to the degree you'd think, because it's the number 1 battle of the week. It comes to us from Chicago, but it features a New York battler.
Oh!
So Chicago gets the 7 for the number 1 battle. New York gets 3.5 bonus points. And this features Luke Binkow's opponent tonight from New York, Sarah Barnett, going up against Chicago's AJ Leidig. It's number 1 this week. Here it is.
2, 1, roast! Oh my God, everyone, it's so great to be here roasting AJ, the jewel pod that became a real boy. So AJ's mom died when he was in college, and it was very sad. Because he had to stop breastfeeding.
That's cute. My mom is dead. The worst part is she has to hang out with Sarah's abortions now, you know? I'm sure she's just up there like, you guys dodged a bullet. You don't understand. It's way worse down there.
You know, I feel better knowing they're at peace now, so that's good. All right, AJ told me he's a big fan of the Bears, but he won't say no to a twink either.
It's fun. Sarah, if you're here, who's standing up for the black friends you don't have? Sarah has a face that says all dogs go to heaven, but immigrants don't.
Oh, AJ.
I got that out of my system at the RNC, don't worry about it. Everyone, give it up for the guy you see on Tinder and go, I guess.
Give it up for the girl you see on Bumble and say, oh, fuck no.
She left that door way too open.
Sarah's actually having a hard time dating, mainly because her eyes are in a long-distance relationship.
Yeah. I mean, actually, that comes from my mom's side of the family. Too soon? All right. AJ's sister is bisexual. His haircut, full lesbian. Eat him. Oh, God.
Damn, all right.
Yeah, okay. I love this woman so much. Anyway, you can go.
Yeah, Sarah's so racist, she's just upset that Kamala Harris is in town. Or as Sarah calls her, jacked Cat Williams. It's her words, all right?
Yeah, that is so crazy coming from a guy who looks like he asked if the pussy's gluten-free, so...
You don't know gluten allergy. Sarah is what happens when you microwave a Barbie doll.
AJ, if you're here, who's explaining the beef between Kendrick and Drake to a woman who didn't ask?
Guilty. Apologies to my wife.
Sarah looks like in high school she pretended to be friends with the Down syndrome kid. And he pretended Sarah didn't have Down syndrome.
Yo.
Oh, man, you guys just watched me internalize that one. Yikes. We gotta really wrap this up, though. AJ has to go pick out a Blackhawks jersey to get pegged in later.
Sarah looks like a discontinued sex robot. I got one more, yeah, that's fine.
He was like, I don't know.
We have one more, yeah. Guys, I don't know if you appreciated the sacrifice AJ has made to be here. Every moment he's here, the anime titties subreddit goes unmoderated, so give it up for him.
I got a sub for tonight. All right. Sarah is a consultant for McDonald's. Yeah, they designed the supersize campaign after her forehead. It's great. And fun fact, the ball pit is actually named after her throat. So because, and say it with me, they both have herpes.
There it is.
I was waiting for the herpes one. Glad you got that in there.
Wow. I think they should fuck. Now, give it up for them. Everybody.
All right. Number one battle this week. Sarah Barnett, we've seen her before. We'll see her tonight at the mothership. AJ Leidig, I could be wrong. I think his first podcast appearance, at least this season. That dude is he's good.
Yeah, they've got this thing in Chicago. These good-looking white dudes who can also write a hell of a roast joke.
Yeah,
him, Sorich, who's the other guys. People think I'm gay on this podcast, by the way. I gotta stop talking.
It's not just on this podcast.
Okay.
No, let's talk about the hot guys. Go.
Yeah, no, I just try to be objective as a viewer here. I'm like, okay, oh yeah, I get it. No, but yeah, AJ is the Timothy Chalamet of the roast battle right now.
Yeah. That's
Sorich is the Channing Tatum.
I will say this. I think the most attractive roast battle city right now, probably, especially when you consider their proximity to Cleveland, which is running away with the ugliest roast battle city title. It's not close.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh my God, you gotta. We need more of their battles to make the countdown so we can talk about how ugly of a city it is collectively.
This is going to be fucked up because a lot of the roast battlers watch this and a lot of the presidents do.
Yeah.
Do you want to rank the ugliest cities?
Oh, all right. I mean, I'll go top 3.
Who you got?
Cleveland is far and away the ugliest. I think that Austin Austin's pretty rough.
Okay.
Every guy in Austin, just looks like much shittier me, and I'm not. Let's see, New York, Chicago, Atlanta. I got to come up with an international city.
It's Scotland. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's some unfortunate looking motherfuckers in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I still go Cleveland at top, and then for diversity's sake, I'll put Scotland at 2. You're right. The face of their thing is Jack Trainer, which is okay.
I was just thinking, Jack and Ryan alone.
Yeah. I don't think Ryan is ugly.
Sure.
He's just unfortunate looking.
It's
in
like
some
Jack
ways.
Skellington.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know. I think Ryan's okay.
All right, so I can say AJ's hot, and all of a sudden I'm gay. You're like, I'm fucking with Ryan though. So you like attainable guys because you're saying you can't fuck AJ.
I didn't say I could pull AJ all day if I wanted to.
Could you really,
bro? Come on.
All right.
Seriously?
Yeah, you're right.
Nah, probably not. Yeah, I would have to. Yeah, if I wanted to, if I turned gay and I was like, I want to capitalize on my commissioner status, I think Cleveland would be my first stop. Because attainable is definitely my thing, and Lord knows,
oh my God,
they're swimming in it over there. Fucking ranch water. All right, let's talk about this battle. One thing that I noticed about Sarah is I felt like she had a lot of jokes where I felt like there was more coming. She started the joke. She had that what felt like the quick punch in the setup where it's like, okay, you got to laugh, and it's setting up the next big thing. Like the one where, and I think she just blanked on this one, but when she was like the guy on Tinder that you say, I guess, it felt like there had to be more there, and there was like that 5 or 6 second awkward silence where he was like, I guess I'll rebuttal this. But I think he was waiting for her to have more too. I thought she had a couple of those kind of moments. I thought he was landing, more punches throughout. I thought she was in the lead maybe at the very beginning, but then the walk-off home run was the back-to-back supersized forehead and ball pit is her throat. Ball pit is her throat is a great joke.
Oh my God. Yeah, that for a closer was huge, AJ.
Yeah.
It did remind me of the last battle, Luke Hall and the other girl.
Steph,
right. It was like that because there was sexual tension, and I felt like because AJ maybe not have been so into Sarah, was just like, I was gonna keep punching down. You look like this, you look like this. And she was like, give for the guy on Tinder, I might fuck later.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, what?
Yeah, I kind of think if you're going to call your opponent ugly, you got to go all the way in and understand that roast battle, you're allowed to get away with, horrific mistruths. You could take somebody who is not fat but slightly overweight and pretend that they're super fat and get away with it. You could take somebody who's average looking and pretend that they're super ugly and get away with it. I think you just got to lean into it. I think it's really tough to be like, this person is mildly attractive.
Yeah, it's like she was bad at negging.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like, right?
Yeah.
She was just like, I guess I'd fuck you, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, sure.
Yeah, and he was like, discontinued sex robot, Barbie in the microwave. He was like, fucking
huge forehead. You blow everybody. She's like, whatever. You're kind of, let's just get out of here.
Well, it's going to be a hell of a week for her. I mean, battling in Chicago. This took place on Thursday night. And now coming down to the mothership on Sunday, that's 2 battles in 4 days on big, road game stages.
Somebody her own size and Luke Binkow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody she can babysit and Luke Binkow. Yeah, because that's definitely that's QB1 she's trying to get.
I will say those are 2 back-to-back difficult writing assignments. AJ and Luke, that's tricky.
AJ and Luke. They do sound like QB1s.
Yeah, absolutely. Division I. If they had any muscles, they would be Division I football players, but they don't. So they're roast battlers, and we're glad to have them.
Yeah.
This was a great episode, man. Enjoyed this one. Let's take a look at the standings before we get out of here. Can we pull those up real quick and see what we got going on here? So on the American side of things, Chicago makes up a little bit of ground. They pick up the 7 points. New York, like I said, got 3.5 for that, and then 2 for the Dan Wicks versus Ryan Nessen battle. They maintain a pretty comfortable lead. They are up by 25 on week 25. Only 10 weeks remaining in the season. Chicago has a lot more work to do. And in the West, LA opens up a little bit more of a gap on the Bay Area. I think at this point, the main race we're looking at is LA versus New York for that number 1 overall seed, which, as you know, in the championship means you get to choose whether you want to go first or second, which can be a big advantage. Anything jump out at you about these standings? Or
New York thing, man, they just keep running away with it. Like, they weren't even in the top 5, were they this week?
No.
Number
still,
6. I mean, we didn't make, and we were in the top 5 this week, and we still didn't gain that much ground on them. Jeez.
Yeah, no. If anything, I think LA, if you mean we being LA, even though we're both Texas people now, LA lost a half a point. LA picked up 5. New York, because they were featured in the number 1 battle, and number 6. They actually pick up a half a point there. Let's go over to the international side of things here. And the West is more of the same. Scotland extends their lead further. They are the only city that is more than doubling up their next closest opponent. Scotland really running away with it. Barcelona picks up a couple points by virtue of James Regal battling in Scotland. The international East, this is the interesting one. We said London's coming. They have now passed Tokyo and moved into second. They are 9 points behind Manchester, which is fighting for its dear life. They're submitting battles every week. They're trying to hang on. But this is like, you're in a race. You're on lap. Indianapolis is what, 500 laps. You're on lap 430. And you've been leading Jeff Gordon the whole time, but you look in that rearview mirror, number 24.
Dude, they're coming.
Yeah.
And we said this, that they're coming. Now they're 9 points behind. I mean, they could be in number 1 next week or the week after.
Yeah.
Manchester, get it together like as soon as possible. Go down there, beat them, just take them out, neutralize them in some way possible. Do what you got to do. Do some old school Irish shit. Do the troubles. Bomb Shalaka's house. Don't really do that. Don't really do that. But you know what I mean.
I can't top that. I got nothing else. Don't bomb Shalaka's house, please.
Don't do that.
You have anything else?
Let's roast!